Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to Motorsport Mondays. We are back with our Underdog challenge, ready to vroom all the vrooms. I hope you're as excited as I am, because it's been, we've had a pretty good season this year. It'll be interesting to see where it goes. Let's get the main screen turned on. Hey everybody, happy Monday! Or maybe slightly more happy because we're playing racing car games. Woohoo! Dun 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 dun. I'm well. Everything's good over here. Oh man, this is gonna be great. It's going to be raining during quali. It says it's gonna be dry during the race. Who knows? Also rain during practice. We're clearly not gonna get any tire knowledge, but maybe that'll be okay. Can't decide if I should have brought a thinner sweater down. It's just a little too warm with this really thick hoodie, but without it, it's a little chilly down in the basement. It's always what happens when the AC is going. Because the basement is so well insulated that it just like soaks up the cold, and I'm just happy to sit on this cold air that comes through the events, even though they're basically closed. I didn't actually notice the Discord puns today. I've been very busy with work today. I've done a bunch of recordings this morning, had to do a bunch of emailing, bookkeeping stuff. Like, you know, God, I hate days where I have to work. It's terrible. Oh, you're getting your second shot tomorrow. Nice. Nice. Hopefully we can get my second one relatively soon. The second shot rates are accelerating dramatically here in Kazakhstan. So hopefully it's not going to be too much longer. No, there's a bunch of people asking about Humankind. We streamed 6 hours of Humankind last week. Plus, there's another 2 hours that you could watch the official stream to get every single drop. We finished the run. Today we're going to go do Motorsport Manager, because that's definitely what's on the schedule. So, sorry, but no, there'll probably be more Humankind, another beta later if you missed the drop. I mean, you can only play this beta for another 2 hours or something like that. Maybe a little longer. I can't remember what time zones the times are for. But you can only play the closed beta for, another tiny little bit today. Anyway, so... yeah. But next time there's another beta, but there'll probably be closed beta 2 or an open beta or, game release. There'll be some more drops. So I don't know. I don't know if it's the last beta or not. I have no idea. No idea. Anyway, so if anyone else in chat asks about Humankind, you guys can let them know. That way I can focus on the racing. Couple of things. So at the start of at the end of last stream, we were developing some brake technology, and the idea was to power up so that we could, we'd make a few throwaway brakes, so that we could get to the higher end, like great, excellent, legendary, whatever. I guess epic, great, epic, legendary tier of equipment. The problem is there are no good brake parts right now. So I've advanced. I've played through to the start of this race, right? So about a couple of weeks or something like that went by in game over here. There are no decent brake components at all. So the throwaway brakes that we designed are just going to be our brakes. They are definitely better than what we had before, but they're still pretty underperformant, which is very, 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 very disappointing. But that's just going to have what we're going to have to deal with. So instead, I switched over to getting started on gearbox design. This is just a throwaway gearbox design with the built-in designer part, so that's cheaper and a little bit faster. So hopefully we can at least develop something halfway decent over there. But yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to have very good brakes. But hopefully we can get our gearbox up to snuff. At least our engine is a little bit above average, so that much is good. We've definitely improved our engines considerably, and that's huge. I did watch the race yesterday. It was surprising. The French GP in F1 is often not terribly exciting. Yesterday's race was pretty good, actually. Pretty good. How did the driver scouting go? So we did unlock a couple of driver scouts. I've checked them over already. Low marketability, sort of middling stats, so I didn't go and star them. The same thing is true with Maya over here. Middling marketability, middling stats. Nothing particularly remarkable yet. So we'll keep an eye on the scouts as they come through. Try to flag some people that are interesting. Other than that, we're ready to race. We did get a new sponsor. Condor Telecoms over here from the US of A offered a $1 million payment up front, and the bonus pool was for 4th and above. The bonus pools were all 4th, and 5th, I think, so they were pretty much equivalent there. Condor was the only one offering upfront payment, so I went ahead and just snagged that, and that seemed to be okay over there. Boop. All right. Played the Bella, feeling tech is too slow compared to how you move through the eras. Yeah, I don't know. Certainly, we went through the eras a lot faster than we teched, which might be a balance thing, or when I was playing, maybe I just didn't invest in tech enough. But like, I would keep going up in eras, and my unique unit would be something I like wouldn't be able to tech to before I went into the next era after that. The thing is, going through the eras that quickly was a sign of getting tons of fame, getting way ahead there. But, oh, eras are artificially sped up for the beta. That makes sense. Because they wanted people to get into the later eras. Oh, that makes a tremendous amount of sense. Okay. Anyway, we are going to be racing here in Cape Town. I don't think we got any reason to pick above Gustavo Cruz over here, 10th and above. With qualifying, we're going to have a hard time getting 4th and above. And with a race that's not raining, unless there's some like really interesting safety cars or something to break out, it is going to be very difficult for us to end up 4th and above even in the race itself. So I think Gustavo is our best bet to make a few bonus bucks. So we'll see what we can do over there. Yeah, they maybe should have sped up tech to account for it. Maybe 50% faster tech rates or something. But that was okay. So tire selection. Okay? Hang on. I think there's one more. Nope, maybe not. Excuse me. Excellent. 42 laps. Thank you very much for noting that. The temperature is going to be on a cooler side, which is good because we're running very soft tires. Ultra, super, and soft tires over here. So they like to heat up a lot. I mean, for race day itself, it's going to be 18, so it's not going to be cold or anything like that. But at least we won't super overheat the tires. We have no real idea about how many laps these various tires will do, given these conditions. I think the pitting on this track is not terribly expensive. The pit straight is not extremely long, so I don't think we lose as much relative time on this one as in some others. As is typically the case, we don't usually want to be running on the hardest compound very much, so I'm thinking we might do a breakdown that's kind of like this. We really don't have to be worried about using up any tires, about having extra tires for practice so that we can get experience or knowledge on those tires, because it's going to be heavy range during practice. So we're basically going to get no tire knowledge whatsoever. So I might weight it something like this because it gives us a little bit more flexibility. Why would you why would we bring 2 the soft? The thing is, I find it very unlikely we'd ever run like hardest compound. I mean, if it turns out that we could one stop if we did that, then it becomes tempting. But again, we know that's really slow, and because the pit lane looks so short relative to things, I think that aiming for a one-stop strategy is going to be a mistake. So multi-stop strategy is going to be good. And I don't think we ever want to run ourselves in a situation where we'd run multiple of the hardest compound. I think this might be a possibility. We could consider maybe a split like this. I think this might be a good idea. It'd be cold, push the tires. 18 is not cold. 18 is not cold, especially with these very soft tires. All these tires are really soft. They're going to have no problem retaining heat. If it was 12 degrees on race day, then maybe a little bit of pushing would be required. But 18, nah, that's going to be fine. So I think we'll do this. I think either a 5-3 or a 4-4 split, and then we'll take one soft just in case it works out well for a stint. But we'll see. Yeah, yesterday showed a 2-stop strategy is better. Exactly. In actual F1. In terms of parts, we can install the new brake. So let's go ahead and do that. Boom, boom. Otherwise, running these engines with Rhea having the slightly better engine, although they're so close in stats that I suspect the race performance is the same because the number isn't used exactly as is. We do have this new gearbox that we're working on, but it has no reliability right now, so we're not going to be running that. And I think we can go. Bottas' radio, yeah, he was pretty mad. He'd called a fair bit earlier that a 2-stop would be better. And yeah. Anyway. All right, 42 laps. Let's jump into the race. And we can come up with our plans. So Rhea's trait to stretch medium tires is obviously not going to do anything because there's literally no medium tire compound in this race. About time this game gets a sequel. Yeah, I mean, there are like sequels. There are like more versions of Motorsport Manager available on mobile, but it needs a PC update. And I'm not sure the mobile versions are that significantly different anyway. Instead of a straw poll, we should run a Twitch chat poll for Team Balky and Monty Emma. I'm not following. I have no idea why I'd be doing that. Yeah, well, I mean, so Team Chica versus Rhea is kind of interesting. Team Emma is a troll thing, essentially. Emma is a reserve driver that's just automatically generated by the system because we actually only have 2 drivers. So, but some people want to root for the ultimate underdog. Maybe when we get like a stupid good car, maybe what we'll do, maybe after we finish the Underdog Challenge, we'll start the next season and try to run Emma and see if we can get her a win in like an OP car of some kind. Okay, so 42 laps. Let's take a look at what the numbers are looking like. So even if we did run soft, it's possible we'd be able to do it with 1 stop, but it's fairly unlikely. And these tires are going to be pretty slow. Looks like super is the way to go. It gives us 45 total laps to play with. Which means, you know, we don't have to dip quite as much into the lowest performance band. We can probably afford to do a little bit of pushing on the tire by virtue of the fact that the temperatures are going to be a little on the lower side, so we probably don't have to overheat. I don't expect we'll lose temp on yellow, but if we do turn out to be losing temp on just like medium, like normal tire mode, then that'll work out very, very nicely. Excuse me. Alternatively, we could quadruple stop on the softs. If we'd done nothing but brought softs, we could do triple stop, right? Quadruple stint on the ultras. But we're obviously going to use ultras for qualifying, so it's moot. We can probably... Okay, the weather is surprisingly dry, considering it's telling us it's going to be heavy rain. We might want to go, since we're probably going to run soft, or super, we might be able to get a level or 2 of super knowledge, and that would be worthwhile. So I'm going to go ahead and do that.
It's whiskey and chocolate.
Hey, Plain Coast, thank you very much. Why does the motorcycle keep falling over? Hold on, I should bring it up on the other page. It'll be easier for me to read. Why does the motorcycle keep falling over? Because it's too tired! Ah! I can finally pick up my new motorcycle from the dealer today. Vroom vroom. Wait, you actual motorcycle? Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Okay, yeah, so we're going to practice on super softs, and we'll try to squeeze out a little bit of knowledge in there. When there is some rain on the track, we'll learn it a little bit less, but it's only going to be a few minutes, actually, where it's going to be in a danger zone for that, so we'll actually get pretty decent knowledge. So it's going to be a very high downforce track. The speed balance is likely going to be towards acceleration. I'll probably leave both those unchanged, so let me go and dial in a bunch of downforce to get into this zone. And yeah, we'll probably just go with something like that to start off with. I have no idea where the handling's going to end up. Take practice. Let's go. Yeah, what kind of motorcycle? That's a great question, actually. I mean, I don't know much about motorcycles, but I know the difference between, well, first of all, the difference between a dirt bike and a road bike, and then a difference between sort of like a classic Harley, which often I would associate with like touring style Harley, although there's other versions of it, versus like what I'd think of as more like a Japanese style, like more almost racing line version of a motorbike. That's how internally I have, those are my 3 different categories for motorbikes. And then, you know, choppas. So we're going to do a race trim to start off with. We're going to do this. This is going to be fine. Race trim, go. All right. MT-06 Yamaha. Let me go and Google a picture. Ah, very cool. Okay, bring in. Not a bike, it's a chopper. Whose chopper is this? Butch? It's Zed. Zed's chopper. Well, what happened to Zed? Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. Alright, Monty bringing it in. What? We purpled the downforce immediately. Amazing! That's great, because nothing else tweaks with that. So that's really good. We're going to make a fairly substantial change to the handling over here. And the speed balance, I suspect, will end up being on the shorter side. So we'll do something like this and see where that puts us. Get to the chopper. All right, dial in a bit more downforce, see what that leaves us with. I'm going to shorten up the gear ratios a fair bit. And then I'm not going to tweak the handling because it's been tweaked. So we'll see. Bring in. Bring in. It's going to start raining a little bit here. There'll be a period where theoretically we'd be a little bit smoother on the inters, but it doesn't matter. You can't crash during free practice or qualifying. Super unrealistic. That's probably where we get most of our crashes. Okay, so we've gone and ruined the handling, but that gives us tons of information, because clearly we want it quite a bit towards the oversteer side of things. It's okay. I think it needs to be even more. Something kind of like that. And I'll just twidge the speed balance to be a little bit closer, even though I know it's not bang on the excellent, but we can go and hunt that down afterwards. We need to figure out where the handling is first. Send out. All right, not bad. So we went from great downforce to great downforce. The excellent could be in the middle, which is what I suspect. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to dial in a little bit more downforce, and we'll see it. If it changes to good, then that'll tell us everything we really need to know. Speed balance went from good to good, which to me tells me that the speed balance is in between those two. Something like that. Oh yeah, and I got it scooch over, thank you very much, to up and over. Something like that. All right. Bring in. Bring in. We're very close. 96%. Oh yeah, so those don't tell us anything. We're very close to the handling. So I'll stiff it another notch and see what that does for us. Oh, triple purple! Triple purple! Something, something, strategic red flag, something, something, liquor. Who was it on this weekend, on Sunday, who crashed in quali, which meant that they got into Q2? Like, completely randomly. And then Stroll never got to do a lap. Oh, Schumacher, yeah. I mean, it was not intentional. It was the dumbest way. It couldn't possibly be intentional because the amount of money, like, lost from that. And, you know, with Haas being, you know, starting 15th doesn't really do much for them. But yeah, it's pretty funny. Like, the people on the Haas Twitter, like, they were really just chef's kiss with the snark and sarcasm. All right, so we can leave Balky out now. Just keep doing some laps. Give me some extra knowledge. We'll bring Monty in one more time. I mean, I guess we could have left her out as well, because we're pretty close. We're at 96%, but we also have a pretty idea where things are. But we'll do this, see where we end up. Okay, this is actually great information. Yeah, Stroll hailed on a slowish lap. If he hadn't... The thing is, he might still not have made it into Q2, but he might not have at least started dead last. Can't remember how he ended up the race overall. Okay, so we were great over here. We became good. It's very likely then the excellent is just to the left of where that great was. Now, our speed balance is excellent here and great there, which means actually we can probably nudge the speed balance to the right ever so slightly more. Probably still be in the excellent range. And it moves our handling over here slightly. I don't know, I might want to do a little bit more. I don't know. We'll do that. We're going to leave Monty out right now for the race to get the knowledge. And then we'll see what the numbers say after we finish our race trim knowledge. We'll bring them both in, start doing some quality stints, and see where we are. I like Stroll. I mean, I remember, like, when, you know, he was the guy that everyone hated on for being like, oh, this just random paid driver kind of person. I mean, he is, but there's been lots of major drivers who were paid drivers in the past in F1. But he's actually, like, he's clearly shown he's actually a pretty decent driver. which makes me very happy because he's a Canadian that's number 18. So I kind of have to root for him. Just like on principle. Okay, what we're probably going to try to do here is nudge the handling a little further to the left one more time. But we're not going to stress too much. So what I'll do is I'll throw in a little bit more tire camber. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the wing angle here to keep the acceleration where it is. But we're going to go out, just do some quali laps now. Same tires. Which realistically would not make any sense, because you wouldn't be getting the same balance. Yeah, we know we've got the triple purple 99% with Balky. Bring out the tires and what? Yeah, well, I mean, we don't... And the thing is, luckily we can't crash in practice. Although, we are doing the laps slower, so we might get slightly fewer laps or slightly less knowledge. But we're just trying to force the super soft tire knowledge. I think we are definitely going to get to level 2. I don't think level 3 is going to happen because of the weather. But we're going to get to level 2 knowledge, and that's going to be good enough and appreciated for the race. Andrew Moto brought out Paul McCartney and wets on the dries in qualifying. Nations are arbitrary. Yeah, I'm not voting. I'm not rooting for him because he's Canadian and I root for Canadians. I'm voting for him because it's like, it's personal reference, right? A number 18 Canadian's like, I just have to, just on principle, because it's, you know, me. It's mostly the 18. It's the 18 more than the Canadian part that is making me like, wanting him to do good. The other people I want to do good, I would love, like, I've always liked Seb. And it would be nice to see him, you know, being a little bit stronger as well. Love Lando Norris. So we still don't know where the great handling spot is. Or, sorry, the excellent handling spot. But we are at 98% overall. What I'll do is I'll give another twitch this way. And a little something like that. And then just go back out and do some quali. So we'd like quali knowledge, that's for sure. And with Balky, all we're doing is just refueling the car and sending her out. Oh, I like Gasly, too. Like, I don't really know him as much. You know, I haven't seen as many, like, featured things for him. But it's definitely someone I like. Oh, I hope he does well. My favorite, like, sort of relationship in Formula 1, I've talked about it before, is the Sainz and Norris relationship, especially when they were in McLaren, is just perfection. And during COVID times, when the Grand Prix was basically canceled, not happening, all the people were streaming. So like Leclerc watched a bunch of his streaming. That was pretty good. I'm having a hard time like just sitting and rooting for Leclerc because of Ferrari's position right now. It feels like I'm just going to be filled with heartbreak to just cheer. Where's the weird shadow over here? But in practice, actually, I like Ferrari a lot. I can't bring myself to cheer for them right now because I know it's going to just break my heart. Just going to break my heart. Okay. So, that's interesting. We might be starting dry. It's supposed to be heavy rain during quali. We might be able to sneak in a slick lap here. Looks like we'll be able to get one at the end. Yeah, there's no way we're going to be... Well... Actually, we might be able to slam one lap in on slicks right now. And we can definitely... Unless there's more rain coming in that we can't see at the end there. Right, I can't point to it. There'll be another one. So I think we're going to go out immediately on Ultras and then immediately again at the end. We're going to take 2 tries. So we're going to go super soft tires, qualifying trim. qualifying trim super overtake. I think the super overtake is going to be better than tire knowledge here. I know it's less than 2 minutes. I think it's going to start to drizzle while we're doing our hot lap. The question is there going to be enough rain on track? You know, enough to make a problem. Oh, sorry, not super softs. That's right. Super soft isn't the softest tire. Ultras are. Never mind, we go sweeter spots. I'm not used to ultras, right? That's why. So yeah, no, definitely, absolutely, 100%. How do we get, we did triple purple, 98%. Okay, that's fine there too. So yeah, let me double check. Quali, sweeter spots, super overtake, because we don't have ultras knowledge. Yep, perfect. So the thing is, we'll go, because here's the thing, right? We could do a stint, we could delay for 2 minutes, then go out on inters. But the inter time is going to be slower than the slick time we're going to do at the end. So I'm going to do this on the slicks because we might do a decent slick lap, as is, in which case we've got 2 tries at it. Most likely, the end of our hot lap here is going to be wet, and we'll lose some performance, and it's going to be moot, but we may as well try. Send out. Send out. Now, I like to usually give a little bit of a gap between my 2 cars, so that one doesn't hold the other up. But you're right, this is a short lap. So there's water now. They're currently fine. This is well within the slick thing, especially both our drivers have high adaptability. But yeah, I think the end of it here, we're going to be in just a little too much. Some are doing their laps on it. It'll be interesting to compare how... So some are out on ultras, some are out on inters. It'll be interesting to see which one of those ends up being best. And yeah, just a minute for the lap. I'll check it. It's going to be completely dry in the end. It's a mixed field, although right now it's second and third. Well, again, we went out instantly, right? So other people who went out on ultras but delayed for even 5 seconds lost a bunch of extra time. Now, there's not going to be... there'll technically be a little rubbering in at the end. A minute to go around on a hot lap. I think I'll go out now. Looks like there'll be a little gap. I'll send Monty out. Ultra softs. Go. Put a little bit of a gap between the 2. Maybe I could have waited a little longer. Well, no, there's no maybe. I could have waited a little longer. Oh, wow. Overheated and cold. She actually did a really bad prep. I didn't catch what Balky's was, but it was not good. Balky improved her time. Oh, is this done? Oh, really? We're starting 5th and 6th? I'm very surprised. Did Lippin do a second stint on inters? Like, all these... Like, the inters is their last one. Wow! Interesting. That was a bold choice. AI's bad with rain. We wouldn't mind a smattering of rain on race day. It's not predicted to rain on race day, but we really wouldn't mind. Starting 5th and 6th is excellent for us. Really good. Because quality is usually just based on pure car performance, and our car's not as performant. You know, during race day, we gain a little bit more. We outperform our car on the basis that we can employ, like, human brains. Okay, as far as we can tell, it's going to be dry the whole way. So definitely the idea is we are going to be doing super, super, super as our stints over here. I mean, I guess... Hold on. Theoretically, it's possible we could go ultra, super, super. Because the minimum numbers here brings us to 30. This brings us to 41. It's 42 laps. We need to find one more lap, which we could probably do on a super soft stint. However, because we have level 3 super soft knowledge, and here's the thing, that would require driving our ultra softs right near the end. Now, because there's a 20% cliff on the ultra softs, we really literally won't spend much time in the lowest performance band, but there's no way it's going to be better. I think it'd be nice if we could somehow squeeze, if this was a 41 or 40 lap race, I think we'd ultra super super. But because it's 42, and I think we'd really have a few really tough periods, we're going to go triple super. Plus, this might give us the ability to do a little bit of pushing on a key time. Or if there's a safety car somewhere, then all of a sudden we might be able to sneak in an ultra lap or an ultra stint in a much more comfortable way. And we're going to fully fuel our cars because we've got lots of engine conditions, so we'd like to redline, well, orange line our car the entire way through is likely what's going to happen. So yeah, we're going to start high. And in fact, I think what we'll do is we'll start with our tires in push mode. Yeah, go super and see if you can fit an ultra. Yeah. Because we might. Especially if there's a safety car, depending on exactly when the timing hits. Oh, Pascal is actually injured. Okay. So this back straight with a kink is a good place to ERS. We could also ERS here and take it around the corner, like if it's one of those where we've got a ludicrous amount of charge. What's nice about this is when we come out of the pits with the ERS charge, we can hit it basically like right after leaving the pits, right? Probably right around this corner here. Okay. Here we go. 5th and 6th currently. Holding on. Monty's definitely being challenged here. Oh my god, who's this splitting us? Well, Hume and Lee in there. Oh my god, what a mess. 3 wide through the corner, although Balky made up some places. Okay, was 3rd, dropped back down to 4th. He's just being outsped by just pure car power over here, and has been boxed in now. Monty's still in 8th, so we haven't lost too many places. I was worried there might be a little bit more degradation over there. Balky now down in 6th, which is unfortunate. I will pull back on our tires to neutral right now. Oh, Balky nice on the inside corner there, but then doesn't maintain. We've got no ERS available quite yet. So 7th and 8th now, which is fine, especially with everyone being on ultras over here. It's entirely reasonable that they are faster, right? If they weren't passing us, that would be insane. That's really good on the inside, and actually the ERS is available now. Yeah, let's go ahead and double it. And then if we can get ahead of people on these ultras. Oh my god, Monty. Oh my god, Monty! Okay, she wasn't able to keep ahead of Balky, but good gosh. That was crazy. And yeah, like, we might slow down now, right? And the ultras might catch up, but then they have to overtake us. And the whole time they're just churning through their mega soft tires, or in fact, you might say ultra soft tires. And yeah, really taking a hit there. Best ERS place probably at the kink after the pit straight. Well, I don't think right at the kink. I think probably at this corner, because we slow down so much here, the ERS doesn't help too much. We can hit it just as we're getting through this corner, so we can carry it, use the acceleration. That, to me, I think is probably the best place. Like, yeah, right at this corner. So some people are on softs, which is the hardest tire compound for this race. I don't think that's going to be very performant. And again, I'm expecting the pit lane here to not be too expensive. Although we're not going with a 3-stopper. We're doing 2 stops. Let's go ahead and ERS now on both cars, since they're ERSing against us. So we'll try to stay ahead there. And I want to use it on both, because I didn't want Monty to be held up by Balky while Monty's using her charge. Yeah, Monty did lose the place there to Hume. But Hume's car's probably stronger than ours, and they are on ultras. Again, their tires are degrading a lot faster. Temps are going up, I think, slightly on yellow. I mean, we did run an orange for a little bit, but I think they are going up. I think it's going to be dry the entire way through. Looks like stable at 18 degrees. What a perfect temperature. Fourth and 6th. So, okay, now, like, the initial melee of the start has settled down. Monty's maintained her initial position, and Balky's gained, or Monty just lost some position now, but I guess that's going to have to be okay. Did they pit with the extra super soft? No. They're just in dead last. Just legit dead last. Okay. And dropped like a stone. Wow. We were holding up. I was going to say, I don't think we're going to be holding up much longer. This isn't really the ideal place to use it, but we want to get back ahead of these guys. There we go, just like that. And hopefully make more charge. Oh, Monty's able to carry that speed through to get another overtake. I wonder, you know what? Get ahead before we go through the roundabout. Nice. And maybe another overtake? Cool. Good job. Now, Balky's got tons of charge. Not much to do with it right now, but tons of charge. So theoretically, we can go 15, 15, and then 12 for the last stint. We could do 14, 14, and that balances it a lot more, because then it would be 14, 14, 14 on our tires. I might want to go 15, 15 on the supers, assuming we don't enter the third performance band, which we might. And the reason we might want to go 15, 15 is it could open up the possibility for an ultra tire stint. Let's go ahead and do this. Just trying to stay ahead of this. Who's this? That's Hume again. Tight fight there. Now, Hume's probably charging. When Hume does use his ERS, we're just going to have to, like, let him go. But for now, we want to avoid giving him a free overtake. Monty is defending Balky right now, is what's going on. They're on the boot. Exactly, they're on the boot. Alright, lots of charge for Balky. Someone's boxing. 6. Hume is back. Yeah, like that. I think he pushed the hell out of his tires. Like, Lee's got a bit more life, so does Forsyth. Let's do this, because there is an ERS charging person coming up on us. But they had a lot of charge. Oh, no, we're retaking it. Even though they still have ERS and we don't. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, all these people on their ultras. Now, someone is boxing. We want to make sure to come out ahead. I think I'll go ahead and charge. Use that a little bit. I mean, you're fine. Go back now. Did Monty get out ahead? Yep. I think that was Forsyth? No. Who was it that came out? Oh, Becker. Okay, so we came out way ahead over there. All right, 3rd and 5th. With tons of charge on Balky. And no one nearby. And that's interesting. Becker went from ultras to softs. Like, from the softest compound to the hardest. Instead of just splitting the difference in the middle, which is basically what we're doing over here. What I'll do is I'll use a bunch of charge on Becker here as we come around the end bit. Like that. And what about Monty? We don't have that much charge. I don't think we're going to use it right now. Alright, let's go back to preserving. We've warmed up some ultras to softs, yeah. And then Lee is boxing now. Yeah, they've probably hit the cliff, how slow they're going. So once the ultras hit 20%, they fall off terribly. So if you're doing any racing at all after hitting the cliff, you've made a terrible strategic move. 2nd and 3rd right now. Now, we haven't pitted, you know, admittedly, but... There you go, 1st and 2nd! What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring down the engine mode here. If we can keep slowing these guys up. I'm going to keep an eye on Monty, so we can defend with ERS, and we can save some fuel. I mean, if we just generally keep these guys slowed up a little bit, that would not be bad. Stop the race! Yeah, stop the race right now! Although we haven't finished 3/4 of the race, so we'd be getting, what, half points, I think. Ooh, we'll lose that. Let's see if we can get it back through here. Let's Holden's on fresh ultras, so that's a little unlikely. But we can use the ERS to defend against some of these. Maybe we get back. Again, if we can get these guys to waste their ultras. The softest tire compound is really only good when the tires are completely fresh. They're not bad in that middle zone, and then they become awful. So they really have to get everything done while they're on the freshest zone of that tire. Whereas we have a lot less pressure for that. We're going to be entering the lowest performance band soon. We'll get a little message from the drivers whining about it. But we don't have as much of a drop-off there. Go ahead and use that now. Going off a bunch of charge. Monty's got someone right on her ass, but we're okay. Just gonna, let's see if we can get back ahead through this corner. You are charging, but probably, yeah, you're gonna have too much charge for us to defend with. Lipinen, those are the hardest tires. I gotta say, Lipinen's actually doing pretty impressive there. Okay, tires are wearing down. We have to do one more lap, so we have to complete the 14th lap. Now, on the supers, the cliff is 15%. It's going to be tight, actually. Lipinen started 16th. That's... Wow. We know they're a good driver, though, with a good car. That is actually going to be a little bit annoying. I think we've got enough that we're not going to cliff here. Alright, so lap 14. So that'll be it. 14, 14, 14 is what we're looking for. We're going to do the triple charge. We have people with like 20 ERS skills, so hopefully that is helping. I'll go balance for this one. And that's with us having done a little bit of push on this tire. So the other stints, we're definitely not going to run into the cliff. Here we might just barely tickle it. Just barely. Yeah, just hit the 15, 14%. But it's not going to be a problem on the others because we're not going to be doing the push the same way. He's out clean, which is good. Coming out in 7th with tons of charge, which I think I'll use immediately. So we're now the ones chasing on fresh tires. Monty did come out 13th, which is pretty rough. Oh, did I not? I must have hit it too early while she was still coming out of the pits. React Super looks the easy choice, yeah. Go, 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 go. I mean, they're using all their charge too, but... Oh, we can go back into high overtake mode here. Fuel on Balky's totally fine because she's got the fuel efficiency trait put in. Wow, yeah. Monty had a lot of distance to close. Although I was going to say, following Hume's not the worst because he's fairly speedy. Clearly we know that. So he shouldn't be delaying as much. I'll wait till we get a bit more charge. Maybe I'll use it over here. It's going to be okay. Meanwhile, Balky does have someone right behind her who is challenging her and did get past. Let's see if we can retake that. There's not a lot of charge there. Partanen on pretty worn tires, who's probably boxing soon, but I was going to say, we can probably retake that with a boost. Okay, I'm going to have to just save up a little bit. She might be able to get the pass on her own. Meanwhile, Balky, who's that? Partanen. And Warns. Are people pitting for ultras? Which at this point might turn out okay, depending on, the order of things. Confirmed it is going to be dry for the rest of the race. I mean, we were pretty sure, but last time I checked, technically we didn't have information of the last couple of laps. Okay, Partanen's now pitting. Monty's moving up. And that's the thing. We will get a lot of free overtakes from people boxing. So we don't need to do all of our overtakes on the track. Oh, that was bad alignment. Come on, get past Hume. There he is. Because we should be pitting one time fewer times than everyone else. If not twice, depending on how they mismanage their tires. Holden just boxed for the softs, which won't even last until the end of the race. Okay. 3rd and 5th again. It's good. Becker and Lavoie will clearly be boxing again. I mean, I'm not expecting to finish first. But if we can get someone in the top 5, that'll be great. Again, my only real requirement is that ideally we want both cars to finish in the points each race. If we only came in 9th and 10th, I'd be like, I guess it's not terrible, but I certainly wouldn't be thrilled. If we can get a car in the top 5, yes. Super, super excited. if we can move ahead of Quintano Sport in our championship, which currently we are. So Quintano is Partanen and Flores. We're ahead of both currently. And that's the important thing. We have to come out ahead of those two. 3.6th place. Not great, not terrible. Ah, yes, Quintano. No N. We're going to have to go and give it a kick here. Back ahead of Flores. I mean, they are in fresh ultras. And they were using their own charge here. And just sneak by. Jaw, maybe. Yes! Oh my god, Monty's having such a good race. That was, because she ran out of ERS. That was just her. That was all her. We might have to give it up. But again, it's expected right now that Flores is much faster than us because of the ultra softs. And yet, and then the important thing is she's losing all that. Holden, meanwhile, I mean, Holden is in a Mercedes, right? Holden and Becker, they're both in Mercedes. So they are pretty stonking good regardless what tire they're on. I think is there not a mech in BattleTech called a Quintano? I think that's what keeps messing with me, or something very similar to that. I think that's what keeps messing with me. Quintaro. So that's what's really messing with me. Okay, I'm gonna go back to just conserving the engine. We're gonna have more than enough fuel in the end to keep pushing, but I want to make sure I don't forget and overshoot our targets. So it's after we complete the 28th lap that we'll be doing a tire change. When's Victoria 2? Victoria 2's on Wednesdays, unless, there's something else. But I think this week is just going to be Victoria 2, yeah. And then after we finish Victoria 2, I suspect we'll go back to CK3. Lavoie takes the lead. Sure, fine. Okay, Balky's got a lot of space around her. Monty, we may want to babysit just because there is someone near her, although she's doing okay. That's Flores, who we definitely want to beat. But their ultras are getting more and more worn. At this point, I think the medium ultras outperform the medium supers, but only slightly. And there's desperation there. How much charge does Flores have? Alright, about a similar amount. So yeah, there's nowhere near Balky. So we can just let her run her race. That's going to be fine. And we could also increase the engine mode for Monty, but we don't need to right now. We're just holding her down, holding her off. That's great. And I get ahead of you in the pits. That's good too. Not going to overcharge on Balky, which is good. Flores is boosting now, so we will as well. Actually, we have not even needed to. Use it now. Yeah, they still had a lot of charge. I don't think they're going capacitors. I think they're using batteries. Because that was a really long ERS boost. Considering our percentages started off in a fairly similar place. Alright, lap 26. Reascent's personal best, which makes sense. We got a lot of charge for that one. Go back down to medium over here. So leader just started lap 27. Well, Balky's probably in lap 27 as well. There's no one near Balky. Although what we're going to want to do right now is just use up her charge on a straightaway for efficiency. Because we won't want it to hit 100%. That would be terrible. Yeah, this is the nothing to best career, the Underdog Challenge. We started as the worst team in the worst league. We are now in the top league. And we're not going to win this season. But we're not doing bad. Go back to harvesting. Although Holden, or that's Becker actually, is making a move on Balky over here. Okay, we just entered the lowest performance band, but we're going to do one more lap like this. We shouldn't hit any cliffs or anything like that. That should be okay. And temperature does climb very slowly on yellow, but not much right now. Okay, that's lap 28. So let's plan the pit stop. It's going to be for another set of super sauce. We'll go ahead and triple charge the battery. Balanced pit stop's going to be fine. Go. Go. And then Monty, I'm just going to make sure you get past the pit as well, and you did. So we will plan your pit stop. Fresh super softs. All the parts are fine. triple charge the battery. We'll do a balanced pit stop here. That's going to be okay. And go ahead and dump your ERS. That's going to be fine. Woo! Jump to Chad. Steiner PR Bale. Oh man, I do want to play some battles. Oh, hold on. You've got some info about the Kintaro. The Kintaro is an Inspire 55-ton battle mech, first built in 2587 with top speed over 80 kilometers, mainly equipped with missiles. And that's what I remember with the Kintaro, is great missile boat. I usually just load it up with Smurms, and it would just like run up to someone and shotgun them in the face with a billion little missiles. So yeah, we did lap 20th, someone asked, because we're actually on the cusp of lapping a 19th, although I think 20th is going to unlap themselves in a second here, which is fine and groovy. We can put that engine mode back up. Yeah, I don't know why I preferred an SRM boat for the Kintaro rather than an LRM, because I'm usually, like, LRMs are so great. I think because it has pretty good mobility and lots of jump jet support, I liked it. Like, I've always felt like I could get up close to people and just explode them with SRMs. I think one of the stock models also use that a bit. Okay, Monty's in a little bit of a sandwich here, but she's going to have all that charge, which we're going to use. Valky's got a bunch of charge as well. Should have probably used it sooner. Just wait until we come around this 180 here. Let's go ahead and dump the batteries. Oh, Monty was fighting for 7th. There you go. There you go. So we have no more pit stops planned for the race here. Fuel is really good. We know that yellow tire mode is just perfect. It's going to end the race just with a little bit of condition left. If a safety car happened now, I think we would stay out and just gain position, but it would be very annoying because we just boxed. If the safety car happens in a few laps, we might consider pitting for fresh ultras. I don't know. It would be tough. I wonder if Balky can actually red her engine. I'm not sure. Monty's not going to be able to orange for the entire race. Okay, neither one have anyone too close, so we can just sit on charge right now, which is going to be good. Yeah, Holden's probably going to have to pit. I think Becker's going to make it to the end just fine. Lavoie will, certainly. Partanen won't. Lipinen will probably pit as well. It's possible that they will squeeze out to the end. The the softs have a cliff at 10%, so they can wear it down to 10% without like going apocalyptically bad performance. They might even decide to tank a lap at the cliff if they were that close to the end, although I think that would be really bad for them. If I were them, I would plan in like 2 laps, I would box for ultras. Because those ultras should be good until the end, like 9 laps, maybe 8 laps on the ultras, just to avoid that lowest performance ban completely. Okay, both cars have no challengers nearby. Fuel's good on both. Again, we might be able to redline Balky a little at the end here. Flores won't have to pit again. I mean, their softs are, or their supers are a little bit more worn than ours. They might just go into conservation mode. All right, so Monty's got someone right behind her. Balky is still free and clear, so we can keep having her charge. So we're just going to watch in case Flores decides to make a push on us. They're running in the exact same modes as we are. So yeah, I just have to be ready to hit the button on Monty to defend. I don't think I can push the tires until the end, because we were doing 14 lap stints on all 3 of these tire stints, and we ended each stint right at the cliff of 15% for these tires. Okay, it's a crash, but not a safety car. Surikov crashing doesn't really affect us, I don't think. Apparently he's planning to retire this year. There was a news article in my feed as I was prepping things. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Monty's got to defend with charge. Dump the batteries. Clean pass on the blue flag. Flores actually was maybe held up a little bit more by the back marker. We're going to want to pull back on our engine mode soon, but not yet. We're going to go into a negative fuel delta, but that's going to be okay. All right, 70%, still no challengers near Balky. Mostly, we really want to keep Flores behind us. Although it's nice that Partanen's doing that. Like, no matter what, we're gonna gain some points over over Team Kimmy. Oh, there you go. She's fallen back. Why did we just pull ahead so much? Flores must... Oh! Flores is in conserve engine mode. Ha 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 ha! Ha ha ha! You fool! Okay, Balky, we've got to go ahead and dump your... Actually, you can go ahead and dump now. Fairly straightish area. I don't want to dump all of it, because if we do end up near someone, maybe depending on Becker level up pit stop. There you go. Just go ahead and do that. Okay. Back to high mode here. How's Flores? Yeah, I think they're still stuck having to do a lot of fuel conservation, which we're not having to worry about the same way at all. Wasset's fastest sector. I don't really care about other people's fastest sector. Their fastest laps, sure, but that's about it. It'll be interesting. I think Becker's going to have to come in. Doesn't mean we will win, because we're, yeah, so we're 17 seconds behind Becker. They might come out behind us, but likely they'll be able to repass us. Really, he should be pitting now for ultras. Okay, fuels are fine, tires are where they are. Neither one of them has anyone too close. Again, there's still Flores that's challenging over here, but that's it. Holding closing in on Balky fast. That's not really a surprise. He's a good driver with a powerful car and decent tires. So Balky has tons of charge to defend with. We'll try to keep an eye on that in a second here. 1.7, 1.8. Just put you back down to medium fuel load for a sec here. 1.5, 1.4. But I have tons of battery. 0.6. 1 second. And he's just hit his charge. Gonna wait for through here. Oh, he canceled his. We will cancel ours as well. I mean, I don't want to overcharge. How much does Holden have? 76%. The AI loves to save its charge for the final lap as well. I mean, we have to use the charge to defend wherever. It's not like saving it for the final lap makes sense for us if we give up positions along the way. But we have to remember that our position can be deceptive. It can look like we're further ahead than we are. I don't think, with both of us charging, we can't beat Holden, unfortunately. His car is just so much better. So I'll keep it up, because there is a charge coming from behind as well. Meanwhile, Monty, we're just going to have to dump yours in a second, just to not overfill. Let's go ahead and use her now.
It's whiskey and chocolate.
3 laps remaining. That's Becker. I don't even know when I hit the speed button. It's Becker Holden are the 2 Mercedes, effectively, here. Okay, let's do that. I know we got whiskey and chocolate. I'll check after the race. I'm 2 tenths. I think we can redline Balky's engine. I don't know if now's the time. But she's definitely going to have enough fuel here. Okay, now I'll pull back to orange. That's going to be fine. Actually, hold on. I wonder. Level up hits. Nice. Might have enough speed. No, I think it burned. Oh, no, there we go. On the inside through here. I mean, I guess I'm still redlining her engine. I'm going to have to go down to medium, but we did get back ahead of Holden, whose tires actually may have gone off. His tires may have gone off. Ho, 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 ho! That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. His tires have hit the cliff. Okay, final lap of the race. So we've got 6% before we hit our cliff, which sounds about right. Bum, 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 bum. Now, he might still be able to make a move with the RS. How much does he have charged up? 40%. So there's no one near Monty. So there's nothing for us to kind of watch there. It's going to be a podium. Yeah, we don't want first because we don't have to pay the bonuses. Oh, and I'm not even running in the aggressive engine mode here. With fuel to spare. I mean, we're 6 seconds behind Becker. Nothing was going to happen there, and Becker did box for proper ultras at the right time. That is huge. 2nd and 5th? That is massive, and we came ahead of both of the Kimi Schmidt's cars. That's really important. So they came in 6th and 8th. Very happy to be ahead of Jimmy Kimmel. Very happy. Yeah, huge strategic win, but our drivers delivered. They did really well. They did overtakes without ERS in positions where people had like kind of equivalent tires. Man. Oh, 2nd place overall for the team? Did we? Ooh. Watch like Becker have illegal parts. Can you please tell us how you see the exact spare fuel amount and not just the excess fuel tag? Is that not on by default? There you go. Chica on the podium. I mean, yeah, both the Mercs, the Steinmans, are on the podium, but that's really good. That's really very excellent. Oh, I think I accidentally double-clicked. Had a finger twitch. 2nd fastest lap? Wow. You see the delta only when you have races without refueling. Is that true? I thought we always had the delta. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, expected result 6 came in 2nd, crushing it. Let me check the options. I think there might be an option. Yeah, you always have delta is what I thought. Because we've had races with refueling. I thought the delta was always in there. Balky only succeeds because Bonte held up the competition. And that's, I mean, and the thing is, that's why you have 2 cars, right? I know there are some tweaks we did somewhere in here for things. Wait, easy? I haven't changed the difficulty. Is that what it defaults to? It should be on normal. We never changed the difficulty. In fact, I don't know if I'm allowed to change the difficulty. Hold on. Let me discard this. I think if I... Yeah, I'm not going to change that number. I think that's what it was defaulting to. And I better not touch that number, because I think it's going to change the challenge. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to mess with that. That was weird. Okay. Probably all of the difference is it's going to shave 1 season off the trial. That's probably the only difference. So, no. 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 Yeah, maybe... I don't know. The thing is, our pit crew's pretty good. I don't think I'm really feeling the need to make a change. It defaults to it. Your save has that too. Okay. That's like... Hold on a second. Yeah, I think that's the default for the challenge. Because the challenge is hard enough as is. And yeah, all it would do is make it take a little bit longer. Add an extra season. Maybe an extra season to each league. So I'm actually okay with not going that way. In hindsight, I'm actually quite pleased it's on there. Let's go and throw in... Oh, this is just a jacker, so it doesn't really matter who you are. Let's say, I want someone with 20 fixing and 20 ERS over here, because I think that's what determines, or helps determine the chance of failure. The fixing slot and their ERS skill. There we go, 0% mistake, good. I think there will be a Gordo episode this afternoon. I had a really busy week last week, so there was a couple of gaps in there. I do have a Going Medieval coming up as well that's been recorded. Pascal Becker's agent's been telling reporters all the town that you're interested in signing. I mean, who wouldn't want him on our team? Okay, gearbox build finished. Now that was just a dummy gearbox. I just did this. Or maybe it was the second one? Because we're seeing all the way to grade. Okay, I guess it was the second one. I think this one we might actually put in stuff. Which would be, I guess on the great level, it's really this is the only viable one. Probably the flat plus 30 here. I mean, 25 to max is pretty good. But this is plus 10 to max and plus 10 without upgrading. So I think we'll do this. Because, yeah, acceleration plus 10 is plus 10 to the current stat and plus 10 to the max. So this does let you have a higher number. It's also got the higher reliability, so we can race it a little sooner. Help to counter this. 6 of 1, half a dozen, really. Epic's interesting. This is plus 60 acceleration is a lot. It increased the red zone, which won't be a problem if we have the reliability. Oh yeah, whiskey and chocolate, thank you. Yeah, maybe I'll max it. We'll have time. If we're going to use this part, we'll have time to max it before the end of the season. Okay. Go. And yeah, let's check the whiskey and chocolate. Thank you for the reminder. What was that? Plain Coast Vroom! What's the difference between the rear and the front of an F1 car? If you run behind the car, you only get exhausted. But if you run in front of it, you'll get really tired. Ah, that's really terrible and amazing. Thank you. Wow. All right, car repairs done. Oh, car improvements done as well. So yeah, I don't think this new part we're going to use as is. What's critical in the next race? Top speed, high speed corners. Tell you what, I'll put a little bit of work in the reliability of the rear wing, so it'll have a few extra percentages of reliability for the next race. We don't really need it, but what the heck, right? And yeah, for now, really what we're going to do is we're just going to keep working on the performance of our engines and our new brakes, so that's going to be okay. At least until this new part is designed, that's going to be fine. Someone asked how many races are left. That's a great question. We're only about halfway through the season. So yeah, this is the 8th race of 16. So after this race, we'll literally be halfway through the season. These top end series are really, really quite long. So big surprise in England, we're going to have rain on quali and race. It's going to be dry during practice. So, you know, moderate usefulness about that. Wang. Okay. There's a vote here going on in politics for last place bonus. So that is at the end of every race, the team at the bottom of the championship will get a £250,000 bonus. So at the end of every single race, whoever's at the bottom of the championship, not the last in the race, but the bottom of the championship, that team will get a little bit of extra money. So I'm not for it because it's not going to benefit us. I don't know if I'm going to be concerned about adding extra power because I don't feel like we're going to be racing the bottommost team that directly. So I'm not going to use any voting power for it. I'll vote against, but that's it. Yeah, it's a little pity bonus. It's like, sure, you know what? In real life, I'd be super in favor of something like this. You know, anything that helps to like equalize the a league and make it, you know, a little tighter and a little bit more competitive is always going to be very good. There's actually, this mechanic exists currently in F1 with the new, well, I don't know if it applies this season or it's more of an next season thing, but based on the team standing, they're going to be allowed like more time in wind tunnels and things like that to help improve their cars, which is really quite interesting. Yes, you're working on that. We don't have anything else to do. We can advance. I could have abstained and saved the vote, but I think I want to put one vote against it. I mean, it turns out it was a draw, so in that case it wouldn't have gone through. But I was leaning towards more the I'd rather it not, so I'm like, I'm not going to spend any, but I'll go ahead and use one vote. That's going to be okay. Top speed of the car improvements. Yes, I agree, that would be really nice. You just got undone. Yeah. Don't care about you. And yeah, the budget cap is scaled depending on standing. Yeah. You know, people have proposed all sorts of different ways to, like, help break up sponsor complaining. To help, you know, make it so that one team just doesn't dominate, like, nonstop, right? For a 4-year period, it was Red Bull with Sebastian Vettel just winning everything over and over and over again. And then it became Mercedes with Hamilton just winning everything over and over again. And it's like, how do you deal with that? And people are like, oh, reverse grids and things. That's a very iffy kind of thing to do. Actual reverse grids is pretty... There's issues with it. Something a little bit more interesting is forcing the people who are at the top of the standings to do their qualifying runs first, so before the track is rubbered in. That wouldn't be so bad, but yeah, anyway. Our sponsors have been rather disappointed with the hospitality you put it on this season. I thought they were going to be complaining about my performance. I'm like, the hell? In fact, we're getting a bit of bad reputation. It's making us seem rather less attractive to major companies. Could you get one of the drivers to put a few appearances over the race weekend to impress the sponsors? We could say no way. Lose a bunch of marketability, which will bounce back if we perform well, but just buy more champagne, which costs us basically nothing, or anything you say. It costs us a bit more money. Team marketability goes up. The thing is, our team marketability is already 100. So increasing the team marketability does nothing. It's 90% overall, because there's 3 parts to the marketability stat. So our team marketability is 100%, Ria's is 100%, Chica's is 70%, which gives us an overall marketability of 90. So boosting the marketability through this decision will do nothing for us. But I don't want to lose marketability, so we're just going to buy more champagne. Get more of the bubbly. That's going to be A-okay. All right. Oh, is the latest scout at the bottom? Oh, maybe I wasn't checking those properly. Be nice. Can I, like... No, clear them off? No. I don't know how to, like, dump those so that I don't keep checking the same people. Okay. Alright, well, I guess we're going to race. So, 38 laps. Gonna be rainy. Quite hard tire compounds. If it was dry, this might be a good one for Monty to do her crazy medium stuff, but I don't think that's really going to apply. Pitting's not fantastic on here because the actual pit straight is quite long relative to the pit stop here. So there's a lot, we're going to lose a lot of like high speed time on there. But we can't really go in with any particular tire strategy. It's not going to be terribly hot. Yeah, anyway, we'll take Gustavo Cruz because it's still the best way. We're not going to bring multiple hards. We'll probably do something like this in case we can sneak in some soft stints in between stuff. I don't know. If it turns out there's less rain than expected, then maybe we'd like to do more medium things. Maybe I should just go balanced. Because that's why I can practice on the mediums just to have a tire. That way we still have a fresh hard for race day in case we want to use it for a strategy for some reason. Which is maybe? I don't know. This way we can practice on mediums, still have 3 mediums for race day. And here we can use 2 softs in quali. You know, if there's space for it, because there was last time. And then still have a couple of softs on race day in case we can squeeze them in. So we'll do something like that. I do want to err more on the side of softs, but I think this is going to be plenty. Yeah, but this gives us 2 sets of softs for the dry periods during the race. If there are more dry periods than that, then likely we can run a little medium or do something like that. I don't know, maybe this would be better. This would allow us to still use 1 medium during practice. We'd have 2 fresh mediums for race day, and then we have softs. It would sort of just suck if it turned out that, you know, it would really be nice if we use 3 mediums for race day, but I suppose this might be more likely. Hey, Jack, thanks to bits! You have 300 hours in this, and you're also doing the Underdog Challenge. Nice! No parts have changed. How many hours do I have in this? Interesting question. Motorsport Manager. I have just under 300 hours. Okay. And almost all of it's been this Underdog Challenge, I think. All right, I'm going to go with this. I didn't check. None of our sponsors were UK-based for an extra bonus, were they? Was it going to be rainy in Austria? Oh. It was a possibility of rain in France this weekend because it was raining before the race on Sunday, but it had stopped and dried out. But yeah, if it's going to be wet in Austria, ho ho, ho ho ho. I'm out of tea. Guys, I'm out of tea. I love the Underdog Challenge. The reason I got into F1. Thanks. Well, the thing is, really, Motorsport Manager is the reason I got into F1. Just like Football Manager is the reason I got into foot soccer ball. Funny how it works that way. And European Universalis is why I got into World Conquest. 38 laps, right? I think that's what I said. Okay, it's going to be complete. Oh, no, we knew it was going to be complete dry during practice. So out of curiosity, so mediums, if it was completely dry, if it turns out to be dry on race day, medium, soft turns out to be probably what we're looking for. Or we go quad soft. I don't think that's going to be the case. Not that it's going to matter. Better stop playing CK3 now. Oh, shit, you're right. Oh, that's bad. Okay, clearly the handling is going to be towards understeer, and the speed balance is going to be towards top end for both of the cars. So we'll start with something like that, but then I'm going to go back over here. And same thing, I'm going to stiffen the suspension a little bit, make the gear ratios a little bit longer, because we'll likely be closer to the sweet spot.
It's whiskey and chocolate.
Race trim stints. Go. We got whiskey and chocolate. 1 second. Thank you, Drachenright.
It's whiskey and chocolate.
Oh, actually, it was Beleva first. Sorry, hold on. I'm gonna miss my window here. There's 2 things for me to read. Belvala, thank you very much. Just a question because I enjoyed it a lot. Is there another Rogue Book Let's Play plan? I think so. I really thought it was quite good as well. I think it's a great game. Again, full disclaimer, I was sponsored to do the stream. Always, be aware as much as possible. But yeah, I thought it was a really good game. And I would like to give it another go. Especially still got another character to unlock. It would be really fun to do a run with both of the new characters. So maybe I'll do a game on my own to find the new guy, and then we'll do a run like recorded or Let's Played or something. I don't know. Something like that. And Drachenwright, thank you very much as well. Or Drachenwriter, I suppose. Hope you had a blessed solstice. Oh yes, I meant to wish everyone, happy first day of summer today. I think the solstice technically for Eastern time was at something like 11:30 at night yesterday. Also, car, foot, driver, soccer, conquest ball. Yes! And yeah, in chat, Royal Hawk asked, speaking of any plans for a Football Manager return soon, also ever considered Out of the Park, the Football Manager of baseball. I've dabbled with Out of the Park. It seems like a good game, but it didn't resonate for me. I am thinking Football Manager. I'm thinking when we're done our Motorsport Manager run. Well, I've already unlocked one of the characters, Fang, so I have to go and unlock the other one, yeah. I think after we've done the Underdog Challenge in Motorsport Manager, I think Football Manager return for Management Mondays is going to be the idea, I think. So, yes. And I've actually been dabbling with it again, trying to relearn, because I actually never got around to playing FM21, so. There's also another Football Manager type game that was just released. I got a code for. It didn't really do anything for me. What was it called? Oh, shit, hold on. Pause. We Are Football. Was just released. It's more of a lightweight Football Manager, which is, well, it's not super lightweight, but a little lighter weight, which is probably a good thing to introduce to the market, but not what I was personally looking for. And they don't have Air United. They just don't go that far down in the leagues. So I am disappointed. Pretty broken at the moment. Recommend waiting for that one. All right, let's, I don't know, just randomly dial in more downforce and see what that looks like. We'll stiffen up the suspension another notch, and we'll go quite a bit longer with the speed balance. Maybe I can bring... No, I'll still do that. It'll give us information. If this still says great, then clearly the excellence in the middle. If it goes to good, then we know... I think this will give us more information. Boom, boom, boom. How did we do here? Alright, I don't know, just dial in a little more downforce. suspect it might be over this way, but we'll see. We'll stiffen up the suspension more, actually quite a bit more, and go longer on the speed balance, which might break things, but either way, it'll give us useful information. I do want to do some more flight simulator stuff, especially with... I never played the update that added European countries, including Belgium, and now the Nordics one. Although I did do a flight, I was like, oh, I'll do a flight around Gotland. Gotland's kind of boring and flat. I was like, oh, it's the CK3 tie-in. It's like, yeah. Okay, so the balance was great, became good. So clearly what we want for the balance is we probably want to go slightly to the right of what was there before. The handling was great. It's still great over here. So again, I think that probably means that the excellent is in between the two, which is where it is now. The speed balance, though, is only good from okay to good. I'm actually wondering if we overshot on the speed balance. I suspect we did. Let me do this. Yeah, the fjords in Norway. We've done a little flying over there before because it was great out of the box. Someone had actually recommended a route of like four airports. I mean, basically start at one, end at the last one, but fly over a few, which would just go along the fjords that look pretty nice. Okay, our downforce was great, became good, so clearly we need to go lower downforce over here. A little lower. Probably something like that. Handling was okay, became great. We did find the excellent speed balance, which is nice. Let's see what this looks like. Fly over every province captured. Oh, while we play Crusader Kings. Okay. That's very nice. Now, I don't remember, did we know where the excellent downforce was? No, we don't. We do something like that and see what that looks like. But otherwise, so Monty can just stay out for right now. So, purple. So, the handling was great. So I think we have to go to the right with handling to soften the suspension. Something probably exactly like that. So same thing, you can just stay out until we finish our race knowledge. The tire knowledge doesn't matter, although it'll happen at the exact same time. But we just want to be able to switch to quali. Level 2. Carol's feeling fantastic. Well, that sounds good. Loving the handling. That also sounds good. I love the little bird sounds. Bring in. The other thing I want to do is I want to play Farming Simulator again. Watching Clarkson's Farm, which I haven't finished yet, is making me want to play Farming Simulator again. We've done that before, and it was a lot of fun. Oh, okay, so we broke, because we know where the great speed balance is. And when we tweak the handling, it did tweak a little. So we need to go a little further towards acceleration. So I need to add a little bit more rear wing, and then pull back on the front wing angle. So downforce is the same, but we've nudged it to the left. It might put us to 99, it might not, we'll see. But yeah, you're going to go to quality trims now, and just stay out to do that. You can't really get wet knowledge while it's dry. It comes up really slow, and the problem is we don't know if we want wet or intermediate knowledge. So we're not doing this for tire knowledge at all. The tire knowledge part is irrelevant, because unfortunately we can't really depend on it. Okay, it was great there. It's good over here. It might be a little bit more to the left, or to the right. Let me do a couple of notches that way. And then I'll rebalance the speed thusly. But, I mean, if we end up with a 98, I'm not going to cry about that. Go. We don't need to practice in softs because we don't need to use tire knowledge for quali, because we have super overtake and sweeter spots available. Trying to triple purple as expected. 99%, perfect. Yeah, just go out and do some more quali stints, and we'll try to get the level 3 quali trim, which I think we will get. Da, 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 da. 99% as well. Quali trim go. Alright. 5 minutes to go. Yeah, we'll easily get it. No problem. I don't have to tweak engine modes. Yeah, I know your tires are getting worn. Yes, I know your tires are getting worn. Which means it's silly to do quali trim because we wouldn't get that knowledge in real life, but this isn't real life. This is just a video game. Ba, ba, ba. I love that minigame so much. I don't know why I find it so satisfying, but I really do. I really do. Hitting the triple purple just feels so good. Yeah, we don't need to do anything else. We're locked in. Can't really tell much from these times, because people are on all kinds of different tires and stuff like that. Okay, so quali, we're going to go quali trim sweeter spots. Quali trim super overtake. I think it's going to be the same as last time. We're going to try to just instantly go out and do a slick stint, which may or may not work out depending on exactly when the rain hits. We might lose a little bit of performance, but it looks like it's going to be dry at the end, so we'll do a second stint then, and that'll probably be a real time. Although, the last one, it was our first stint for Monty that was the better one, and Balky barely improved on the second one anyway. As long as we instantly go, we should be able to beat the rain. Go, go, go. Go. Normally I like to put a little more space between the two cars, but we can't afford the wait. Love the bird sounds. Yeah, no, there's going to be too much rain. It's a longer, I think it's a longer race, but, or longer lap. So some people are going out on intermediates right away. But the thing is, it's not going to matter. The only thing that's going to matter is the slick run at the end here. It is only a minute. We are at the top of the table currently. But yeah, again, it's only this last one that's going to matter. Gap. Go, go, go. All right. Yeah, stop the count now. That would be amazing. But you can see the setting purples over here because it's completely dry. But now we have to do our completely dry one. 6th and 7th? I'll take it. I'm okay with that. And Holden's starting to way down. Holden's still going to end up like top 2. Becker as well. Partanen being down there is great, actually. Whew. No, this is. I'm very pleased with this. Very pleased. All right, here comes the rain. So how wet are we talking about here? There might be a transition to slicks right at the end, which is interesting. We're hoping there is, because if it just turns out to be like intermediate weather the whole way through, then everyone's going to do exactly the same thing, and we won't gain anything on strategy, which is too bad. But there might be a sweet spot for a transition to slicks right at the end. Well, I mean, I guess we're going to do this because you have nothing else going on. I don't think... Hold on. I don't think it's going to be mediums. Where do we... Car setup. That's clearly not going to be a soft stint. Because that's at least 13 laps, maybe, let's say, of slick weather. Assuming the rain doesn't pick up again, which it might. It might turn out we're intermediates the whole way. Or even, like, heavy wet at the end. We don't know. But if it dries out where it looks like it's drying out, it looks like it's a medium stint. So But we don't need better performance. Because I actually considered, like, do we take super overtake or something? But no, I think what we do is we do this. And if it works out, the medium tire knowledge will actually pay off somewhat. And yeah, that's the thing. We wouldn't get much knowledge doing practice on intermediates or wets when it's dry. It would come up really slowly. And we didn't know if we needed wet knowledge or intermediate knowledge. If we practiced on wets, it would have been completely wasted. As it turns out, completely by accident. Not planned as a genius move. We're going to be able to maybe take advantage of their medium tire knowledge. Anyway, what's the duration on the intermediates? Okay, we can push. We're gonna have to pit for a second set of intermediates, but we can push these inters. It's not so hot that they'll heat up too fast. At the very least, we're gonna start in push mode, and of course the engine will be in high mode as well. Okay. And yeah, I agree. It looks like probably around lap, let's call it 23, 24. So really we're looking to do 12 laps on each set of intermediates. And they last for 15. So barring problems with overheating, we can push these tires a fair bit. They don't have the same sort of performance drop-off. I think they drop off similar to hards, which means they don't really change at all through the different performance bands. I'm not sure, though. I know they have a 0% cliff. Yeah, we might change slicks on 22. That may be the case. It's just it's a little hard to read. Like, it's about halfway. No. Yeah. Any chance the medium won't last long enough? No, that can't possibly be right. All right, let's go! And we're off. 6th and 7th. Our drivers changed locations for a sec. Balky actually having a bad start. Monty overtook her, and then Van Cloyson overtook Balky as well. Very disappointing there. Now there's quite a bit of a scrum going on. We lose a little bit more position. Down to 7th and 8th. Although we might be able to fight back a little bit. Oh, in fact, we do. Good stuff, Monty. In fact, Balky wants to get back through. We're going to go 3 wide through this corner. But it works. We squeeze out Vidal. Oh, yeah. Now, Flores is one of our competitors, and they're up in 3rd, which is annoying. Partanen being down below is really good. But yeah, Flores, you know, is the team we're most competing with. Team Kimmy Schmidt, Jimmy Kimmel. I need to think of other ways I can mispronounce Kitaro. Kitara, which would be, or Katara from Avatar. That'd be another one. But Kitara, do any of you guys watch the Thundercats, like the '80s cartoon? And there are the 2 twins, the Kits. What were their names? Because I'm sure there's something we could do there too. All right, ERS is enabled. There's a lot of good straightaways over here. Wily Kit and Wily Cat. Team Knight Rider. Yeah, that's another good one. I think we should go ahead and ERS over here. Actually, maybe I'll hold up on Balky. Because yeah, I was going to say, Balky might get held up by Monty here, but it was a good time. We're going so wide. Okay, hold on. Balky, save your charge here, because you might not be able to get the value. We'll give you another run in a second. Oh, you're going to get an overtake there regardless. Which is nice. Holy shit! Oh, that's Becker. Did you see Becker just rip through everyone? Like they're not even there? Yeah, Chitara. What was the mechanic, the blue guy with the nunchucks? Bald blue guy, he had some like spiky like BDSM armor on him. Obviously, the leader was Lion-O. And the villain was Mumra, the ever-living. Oh, yeah, why am I watching this guy? Who's this passing? That's Holden, yeah, who is just gonna smash face. We can hold our charge here. We're not really racing Holden. And I don't know if slowing him down has much value. I mean, maybe. Okay, I'm going to pull back on the tire mode a little bit, because... Well, I mean, no matter what, if it turns out we pit, like, you know, we do a shorter stint on this one than the other one, we're still going to have lots. BDSM armor, my childhood. If there's... You can Google it. There's a YouTube thing of, like, the voice actors for it. and like a bunch of outtakes and stuff with them being like really like rude, dirty. I think they're like dropping F-bombs, but they're doing it in the character voices. It's really funny. You know, they're just like flubbing a line and then they get goofy about it. Yeah, did you guys figure it out? Who was Panthro? Yeah, and he drove the product placement cars. There you go. I figured Balky would get ahead here because she had so much more charge saved up, which is fine. In fact, if she can squeeze past Becker, well, that would be pretty amazing. ERS is going to be very powerful on this track because of the straightaways. It's going to be really powerful. So that needs the Thundercats needs like a Netflix remake. I finally got around to watching the Shira remake, which was really, really quite good. Really very good. I mean, just like with Avatar, it definitely starts off as something that's like, okay, this is you know, for a younger audience, but then delves into like really interesting and quite sophisticated plot points. There we go. But it is a very solid show. And the trailer for the He-Man remake has dropped, which is a very different vibe. They did a full Thundercats reboot remake? Did they? What? And New She-Ra got so good. Yeah, it really did. I mean, I don't think we have to race Holden this hard. But part of me is kind of like, no, screw you, dude. We're also racing each other a lot, which is kind of less than great. Need a live-action Thundercats with cat-style makeup? Oh god, yes, I would be all over that. I would be all over that. Preserving a little Monty fuel here, which is going to be good for the long term of the race. So Flores is just ahead of us. Well, 3 seconds ahead. We are... Yeah, we want to go... We'd like to go at least a couple more laps before we pit for a new set of inters here. We'll probably pit when we enter the lowest performance band. Well, where are we here? Okay, let's go for a double juice. I mean, Monty's really the only one who needs to do an overtake, but I don't want Balky to hold up Monty if she catches up. And in fact, Balky might be able to use this to get ahead of Partanen. Nice! Very good. And holding up Holden. Okay, only so much. Holden's having a really hard time. Maybe they didn't get their car balance right? I don't know. I'm really surprised, actually. Okay, getting Monty past that wall is going to be hard. We could try to hold it up a little bit more with Balky so that Monty to get through, but I think I want to keep that rate pretty good here. We'll get a little bit more ERS charge before we do anything. We can still refuel in F1? No. Refueling in F1 has been banned for several years now, primarily as a safety issue. Even in free practice and qualifying, you're only allowed to refuel if you're fully in the garage. No pit refueling at all. Definitely no refueling during the race. This is going to be a good spot. Oh, now they're back forming a wall. Maybe it wasn't a good spot. There you go, Monty. Good job. Good jorb. Alright, actually we can probably, well, I guess we'll box next lap. Should have probably done it on this one, actually. Yeah, so we'll box for some fresh intermediates, because we have to box for some fresh ones anyway, so may as well not let the condition fall off any kind of cliff. Parts are good, strategy balance is going to be okay. Are we going to be having a double stack here? Well, currently there's enough of a gap. No, I think we're going to be fine. I think we can pit both back to back. That's going to be okay. Actually, the temp is dropping off on these when you don't push on these tires. That's interesting. Yeah, everyone's boxing. Maybe save Enja and Monty a little, get some distance. Well, I'm on yellow for her. We could go and go to low engine mode for a sec. But right now, 2-second gap should be fine. Anything? Oh, you know what? I should have done. Should have done that a tiny bit sooner. As long as there's no whammy on. Oh, there was a delay there. That was less than ideal. That was less than ideal. Yeah, it would have been nice to put a bigger brake in there. Okay, get past the slow runner. Come on. My dust gentle. Alright, so Flores and Partanen are primary competitors in the Constructors. Are ahead of us right now, but they haven't boxed yet, so it's not an accurate representation of what's going on. Push hard now, because we're going to try to get up ahead of people, you know, get some undercuts going on, if at all possible, or at least prevent the overcut. Monty's closing in on Flores here, which is really nice. There's not much charge, but it looks like you get an overtake anyway. Let's go ahead and throw in a little extra juice just to make it happen a little bit more elegantly. Lovely, because they're on pretty worn tires. Oh no, Flores is on fresh tires. Never mind. Wait, what the hell happened to Flores? They were ahead. We must have did a really good undercut. Did we box sooner? No, I think we boxed on the same lap. I have no idea what happened there. Oh, we'll take it. Bad pit for Flores? Maybe, yeah. Because I think we boxed on the same lap. Oh no! Flores did box one lap later. So we did actually get the undercut value out of it. Good. So the undercut is basically you're pitting one lap. This is a concept in real F1. You pit one lap sooner, or potentially 2 laps sooner, than someone else. You come out on fresh tires, so you go faster, right? So let's say you're neck and neck. You're one right behind the other. Okay, you're stuck behind. You can't pass. So you box sooner. Then you come out. You're like 20 seconds behind because, you know, pitting takes a long time. But you're on a much faster tire. So you're able to push. And if you get like, you know, if you on your fresh tires, if you do a lap that's like 1 second faster than the person who's in front, then when they box, they come out behind you. That's the undercut. Holden is just going to smash past us, and that's okay. Tire temps have gotten pretty high. We did come out at 50%, so that makes sense. No reason to ERS defend against Holden. We don't have much of it. I mean, maybe we do it at Balky. I don't know. Maybe it would have been worthwhile. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm underestimating our ability here. There's someone right on Monty's ass. Who's that? Flores. With the ERS. Hold on. Yeah, I was too late to notice. Flores getting past Holden. Not going to get past Balky. Go back on the ERS there. I think we're just looking to mostly charge on Monty. I mean, if she can close it a little bit more than this, it becomes kind of viable. I think we want a little bit more charge. So really what I'm looking here is Balky to do a defensive ERS. More than anything else. Bring up the engine modes. And then I'd like to dump the battery or the fuel faster, so burning it now is better. Only a few more laps to go. Censored by DMA, yeah. really closing in. Although Balky's not really getting closed in on either. I mean, physically there, yes, but not necessarily on time. Holden's got a lot of ERS, though. He's probably about to make a move. Wait, 84. Oh, there he goes. And he actually just increases engine mode and everything. I don't think I'm going to redline my engine, because we'll get a lot better overall time by doing orange for longer, rather than doing a burst of red and then being stuck on yellow. I think maybe on the pit straight, I'm going to go and dump the ERS from Monty. See if we can get past Flores. But I think with 57%, we might be able to do it. Yeah, perhaps not. Closing. Oh, maybe? Yes! Come on! Let me give you a tiny bit more boost here. I know like 2% is not going to do much, but... Ah! Curses. Maybe through the chicane? Oh, there we go. Alright, lock it in. Lock it in. There you go. Just get ahead for the corners. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So 7th and 9th. It's very good for our constructors. Mathematically, anything above 3rd is very unlikely in the constructors. Nice holding her up. Nice holding her up. Fuel's fine. I don't have to worry about dropping that yet. Although, a bit of an overtake here. Push back ahead. Balky's right behind someone. The track isn't drying yet. The rain's intermittent, right? But soon. We've got one more lap. And depending on the timing, like, we don't mind boxing, like, you know, 30 seconds earlier than ideal, if it means for the rest of the race we're better off. So, hold on. Where? Oh, we're over here right now. Oh, yeah, because we're 4th. No, we're going to do one more lap on intermediates. We're going to go to push, which should be fine. So there's pit straight there. We have one full lap to do. Well, maybe a little bit, but we're gonna plan to pit now. Yeah, burn the tires. We're gonna come out on mediums, which will be tight actually. You know what? Change of plans. We're going to 2 laps on the intermediates. Yeah. I think the changeover is fine with our adaptability. We would have been fine coming out on slicks, but at the same time, I think we'll be fine staying out on intermediates the extra lap. And that'll keep our mediums in much better shape until the end of the race. We could mix the strategies. I don't think so. If we were running Monty's mechanic trait where her mediums lasted longer, then we would do that, but we're not. The medium duration is not her, it's her mechanics trait. I'm pretty sure. And we didn't pick that. Okay, so we're going to plan the pit now. And that will actually work out beautifully with the weather. And it'll work out a lot better with the medium tire timing. Someone switched to hards. Okay. Sure. I mean, they're allowed to do that. Just going to want to make sure to dump the battery at a good time here. Go now. Go now. So it looks like the AI might be pitting at the right time, but they might be choosing an incorrect tire strategy. Although people pitting now, soft and hards. I mean, medium's got to be the best strategy, right? Like, we're pretty confident about this, right? Yeah, softs won't last until the end, unless they've got some sort of crazy-ass trait going on. Let's do a big burst over here. Big burst over here. Had to make sure they were actually out of the pit lane, otherwise the button would take... It would turn it on and then turn it off immediately. It happens sometimes, then I'm like, wait, why didn't it use? And I'm sitting at 100% and wasting charge. I mean, it's perfect time to be on slicks right now. So everyone who's not on slicks is losing tons of performance from that, plus they're on pretty worn tires. But the thing is, Flores might do an extra lap on these intermediates because they're like, well, they're not quite worn enough. Admittedly, if they do, then those people might justify a switch to softs instead of mediums. Okay, I'm going to go and put Balky on medium right now, just so that I don't, like, screw up and leave her too long. She can definitely do more on orange, but I'm just going to defend against me doing something stupid. Not that I would ever do that. So obviously we're going to sail by Vidal here in a sec. I mean, they're going to go into the pits. I don't think they actually held us up, which is nice. We're going to do overtake on both of our drivers just fine here, right? Oh, no, Monty's back there. You know what? Let's ERS. Because the worst thing, because there's not a proper pit exit lane, the worst thing is when you get stuck behind someone who comes out of the pit and your speed just goes down to like 0 right away. But yeah, that's Holden. He's going to charge through. He's probably got tons of charge. Not a ton we can do over there, and that's okay. So yeah, lots of people are on mediums, but I think our mediums will last perfectly fine. Lipidon's going to have to pet one more time for softs, which will be interesting to see. Flores is currently in the pits, and we're just going to go and sail by on both of our drivers. Partanen's actually having to do mechanical repairs. Nice. And coming out on the hards. At this point, it's like, why aren't you coming out on softs almost? Well, softs again might be a little too little. Okay, weather's good for the rest of the race. That's fine. Positive fuel delta there, and actually we can go ahead and put this in high as well. That's Holden again. Our race isn't really with them, so we want to save ERS for, like, you know, more meaningful stuff, but, I mean, if we can hold them up, I don't know. Yeah. The thing is, whenever we don't have ERS on, he just sails by, so it's kind of cool. Maybe we can hope that he borks his engine later. He's gonna burn those tires, I think. He did come onto the mediums a little bit later, but I don't know. Living in pits, we may podium. Might use a full charge on both drivers as we come around here. That probably will put us back ahead of Holden. And the thing is, if it keeps forcing him to overextend his tires, no, he really got quite far ahead. He's still doing a double orange push, which is interesting. Alright, fuel's fine on both cars. He's using his own charge right now. Okay. Lipton is 20 seconds ahead. Listener might just re-enter the race ahead of us. That's true. But he's not boxing yet. His tires are getting worn. Yeah, closing the time to Lipidon is going to be a pretty big deal. If we can screw up his pit window timing. So I'll keep pushing right now on both drivers. Negative fuel delta is fine. And he's got a lot of battery charge, wow. One hard gains distance on looking super. Yeah, but that's level up. Okay, let's go ahead and super speed past this back marker. I mean, they're getting blue flag, but I think they might conceivably still be slowing this up. And then use yours now. Lipinen's pitted, and we are indeed ahead. Yes? No? No. No! No, they came out ahead. Son of a bitch. Alright. Pit time's just not enough. And they came out on mediums, not softs. But they may have been out of softs. Now, Flores is right behind Monty. That's the big one over here. Because again, Flores and Partanen, those are the ones we were competing with in the Drivers' Cup. Those, I mean, obviously it's nice to get, you know, podium positions and all kinds of things. But in terms of what matters, i.e. money payout, what we need to do is make sure that Flores stays behind Monty, just to give us the biggest gap we possibly can. Yeah, 4th place dream, probably unlikely unless there's an accident. They are closing in, Flores. Their tires are a little bit better than ours, but barely. I'm not sure that's going to be a huge part of the equation. They are having to conserve fuel now, too. Although they're closing while doing that. Which is annoying. How's your charge? Okay. Charge is equal to mine. That's good. Yeah. Finishing 5th and 6th is excellent for us. Absolutely no complaint if we do that, especially with our opposition ending up behind us. Including, like, Partanen's not even in the points, although it wouldn't surprise me if she ended up in the points. Okay, so Balky's got no one really near her, so we can keep saving up the charge. Monty, again, coming from behind. I can put back into high engine mode here. In fact, we might be good. Oh, there we go. There's the charge. We will defend. Flores did save some juice because they were going red-orange. Oh, and then stopped ERSing. So we will as well. May have suckered me into spending too much charge there, I'm not sure. I'm going to go ahead and burn Balky's charge right now. She's got quite a bit, and I don't want her to overextend on that. The tires are definitely better. I'm not sure we can hold up Flores here. Okay, tires pretty bad. The thing is, it's 5% to the cliff here. We can go push mode with these tires. We've got 2 laps to go. We're already in the lowest performance band. Okay, Holden. Well, now we're going to have an interesting race here at the end. And they must be out of softs. Because there's no other good explanation. Fuel Delta is going to be fine on Balky. We're not actually on our last lap yet. I hope we've got enough tire for this. I think we're going to be okay. No, we must. There's no way we use 15% in 1 lap. And we're coming up. This is the pit straight here. Yeah, okay. Well, the cliff is 5%, so are we going to use 10% on push? I don't think we were. I can switch it on like partway through the lap. I don't know about redding the tires. We don't have that much percentage to spare. If we hit 5%, we are borked. Ah! Too much. And look at it, 7% on the final tire count. We really didn't have a lot of room left in that tire. Oh, hey, Level Up back on top. She's not winning as much as she was the first couple of seasons we're in the top league. Still, 4th and 6th. Pretty good. It would have been nice if we'd stayed ahead of Flores, but that's okay. We still booked a bunch more points than their team did. Yeah, 4th and 6th is great. It always sucks to be overtaken in the last lap, right? Finishing ahead of Holden. It's just funny. Oh, maybe there's illegal parts! And Partanen's out of the points, so she didn't improve. Wow. Oh my god! Lavoie stripped of her win for illegal parts. Doesn't help us at all, unfortunately, because she's still ahead of us, so it doesn't change the math there. But wow. Damn. She must have had one of those flexi wings I keep hearing about. Mm-hmm. No, I'm really happy with 4th and 6th. This is great. A big point disparity between us and 4th. Hardly a lock for the season, though. Hardly a lock. If we have a race where we don't double points finish, maybe we get a crash, and the Kitano does a pretty good job, then we're gonna have it's gonna be right back into the mix and maybe knocking us down to 4th. We could go down to 4th like in a single race. Chica's 4th overall in the championship. Wow. Becker from last to first. That's what Lavoie used to do. She used to completely crap the bed in qualifying for some reason. Start the race in 20th and first. Expected 6th, came in 3rd overall. I mean, that's really good. Meeting our sponsor objective. In fact, we could have taken the one to come in 4th and above, but I mean, we're not. That's a little challenging for us to count. 122 points for first. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to challenge for first in this season. That's okay. But the car is improving very quickly. I'm going to say I'm happy with our 2 current drivers. It just prevents them from losing morale. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up here. Really good pair of races today. Next race is in Milan, where maybe a little wet in practice, but otherwise probably dry. Could always be a smattering of rain, especially when there's some cloud over there, but most likely it's going to be a dry race in Milan. We'll see how that goes. Next live stream is going to be on Wednesday. Upgrading the engine helped a lot. Yeah, I didn't realize the engine double dips in stats. The problem that screwed us up is we thought 100% for sure we were going to pass a spec engine rule change. And we fell 1 vote short, I believe. Or no, I think it tied, so we lost. Something like that. I don't know. So we had a season where we had like bad engine parts, so we couldn't really improve our engine. And we thought, no, it's fine because it's going to get spec'd, and then it didn't. And it turns out the engine, which I didn't realize for a long time, double dips. That gives us like twice as much effect, which makes sense. But it was in another function of the code. When I decompiled the code to see how a lot of this works internally, I hadn't seen the part that sort of effectively makes the engine count twice as important as all the other parts. So we were behind on engine tech because A, we couldn't have really developed engine tech that season anyway. B, we thought we didn't have to because of spec, and C, we thought we didn't have to because we thought, well, developing the gearbox is just as important. So improving our engine has made a big difference. But I mean, we've been improving everything, and that's the thing. We came into this league with the worst car because we just got promoted. So it was always going to be a bit of a thing. It'll be a very big challenge for us to win it next season, but it is conceivable. Mechanically, our car is still going to be in a little bit of a rough spot, but it is entirely conceivable. Anyway, we're going to rate a Kiss for Luck right now. Wednesday's our next live stream. It should be Victoria 2. Thanks everyone who came out, everyone who followed, everyone who subbed, everyone who contributed to the Whiskey and Chocolate Fund. That is much appreciated. I'm going to see you guys in a couple of days. Give Kiss for Luck some love from me. See you soon, folks. Bye-bye.